Oh, you can see that dry shampoo I put in my hair. Well, let me fix that. Oh, for fuck's sake, dogs. Give it a rest. Give it a rest. Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another Weird Wednesday video. Today we are not attempting layers of fear, but instead I thought I would do something a little bit different and talk about a creepy place. I very much enjoy researching actual like haunted and just plain scary and creepy places, like actual places in the world that you can go visit. So I thought maybe, you know, whenever I don't know what to do for a Weird Wednesday video, an idea could be talking about a creepy place. We should really, like, if the segment or if these videos like had a name, it would be like places I'm terrified of, aka want to visit really bad if I had the guts to. So I thought I would talk about Aokigahara. I think that's how you say it. I don't pay that much attention when I watch anime, so my pronunciation probably is a little bit off. You guys probably know this place that I'm talking about. It's most notably, or it's better known as the Suicide Forest. And it is a forest that sits at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan, and it is the second most popular place in the world to commit suicide, preceded only by the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. I came up with the idea for this video. I didn't realize that it does kind of connect to an upcoming horror movie called The Forest. I've walked past the display for it so many times at work, and I cannot tell you when it comes out. I think January, I think maybe February at the latest, but of 2016 obviously, but it just kind of, we do have a little tie into an upcoming horror movie. It is set in the Suicide Forest, so I'll leave the trailer for that below if you want to watch. But the Suicide Forest, or it's also known as Jukai, I think that's how you say that, which means Sea of Trees. The Sea of Trees is formed from volcanic rock from an eruption of Mount Fuji many hundreds of years ago. And it's a very dense forest, and it's green all year round, which is why it got its name, Sea of Trees. It's a very beautiful place, and it's also a very popular place to commit suicide in Japan. Like I said, second most popular place in the entire world. I always thought that, or I had always heard that the reason why that forest, that particular forest, was so popular was because of a book. But as I researched it a little bit more, suicides were very popular in that forest long before Seicho Matsumoto's book came out. But Matsumoto's book called, if I say this wrong, Kuroi Jukai, which is Black Sea of Trees. That book just kind of popularized the notion, I guess, or just, it kind of revitalized the popularity of ending one's life in that forest. But it's not the like inciting incident. It's not the reason why all of this started. I guess kind of like the main reason most people assume or guess that people want to end their lives in that forest is because of the beauty of the forest. I guess a lot of people reason that, you know, you know, the last thing you see before you die should be something pretty, I guess. So why not in this beautiful forest? But there are signs if you were to take the most popular, or the main, if you were to take the main entrance into the forest to go hiking on the trail, you would see lots of signs. A lot of them say like, think about your mother and your father and your friends and your family and all that, and they have numbers for suicide prevention hotlines and things like that to try and prevent people from committing suicide there. And the police in Japan have stopped kind of publicizing the number of deaths per year there to try, and all of this is trying to keep the number of suicides in that forest down. Definitely, if you go visit the suicide forest, or if you go visit Jukai, do not go off the trail. I would definitely suggest. Another thing you're likely to see there is tape, or colored rope or tape or string kind of tied around trees making a trail. This is something that hikers will do if they go off the trails to hike there, so they can find their way back. It's also known that people who are unsure about ending their lives will use that same practice. They'll make a trail for themselves in case they decide against taking their own life and can find their way out. So I can only imagine how scary it would be to follow somebody's like trail through the woods, because you're very likely to find somebody at the end of that, or at least signs that somebody was there. So I mean, hopefully, like, I think that's pretty obvious why I chose to talk about Aokigahara as a creepy place. I think actually even just like more than creepy, like obviously if you look at pictures, obviously if you look at pictures of the forest, it is very beautiful inside. The forest is very beautiful, but now with the history, it's almost, I wouldn't necessarily call it creepy, but I would just call it, it's more like haunting, almost, just haunting, like, because it is a beautiful place, but then you have like this dark undertone, you know, just like knowing why a lot of people come here. I've read some interviews from people that work in the forest, and they say there's like a lot of them say there's they say there's 3 types of people, mostly 3 types of people that go into the forest. The hikers that are going in, you know, to observe the natural beauty of the forest. Those who are going in for a scare maybe, who are curious about the dark history, and then those who don't have any intention of coming out. So it does have that like haunting and dark undertone to the beauty, which is why, as weird as this sounds, I find it a cool place. I can only imagine how traumatizing and how stressful it is to be a worker there, to have to go in and search for bodies, or, you know, if they come across the body, to take the body out. I can only imagine just how I can't even imagine how traumatizing that is. I haven't even seen a single real dead body in my entire life, and I just can't imagine the number of dead bodies they've seen working there, the people that work at the forest. I just can't even imagine. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts in general about this site, this forest. Again, it's just one of the places in the world that's just, it's beautiful, but it's terrifying at the same time. Very, very sad. Every time I decide to read about this or watch a movie about it or anything like that, it's just very, very sad. And let me know if you know of any other creepy places in the world you would like me to talk about or to introduce to you. I'm sure I can come up with a few more. I do know of some local places near me that I can talk about if you guys want me to keep doing these videos on occasion. Obviously, Weird Wednesday, I kind of do whatever I want, so this isn't going to be like an every Wednesday thing, but you know. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of my face and hear more of my voice. And thank you if you are subscribed already. And until next time, stay strange. Bye.